Somewhere along the way, a generation began to be called snowflakes, suggesting that they were delicate, thin-skinned, unable to cope with discomfort or disagreement. It implied that feeling deeply was somehow shameful, and caring about justice, identity, mental health, or the planet was a sign of weakness. What if those being called snowflakes were actually perceiving something others couldn't or wouldn't acknowledge? What if they were responding appropriately to a collapsing world? The use of this term often reveals more about the speaker than the target. It deflects discomfort. It mocks moral concern. It avoids having to look more deeply at what's being felt. And why? In truth, the emotional intensity of younger generations is not a flaw. It is a signal, one that says, something is wrong here. They are not offended by everything. They are refusing to stay silent in the face of harm. They are not collapsing. They are refusing to dissociate. In a world conditioned to numbness, distraction, and performance, this alone is radical. Younger people are growing up in a context where the climate is breaking down, inequality is rampant, and old institutions no longer inspire trust. Of course they feel anxious. Of course they question inherited norms. Of course they're angry, confused, and unwilling to play by the old rules. This is not a generational weakness. It's a generational truth-telling. We could say they are fragile, or we could say they feel the tremors first. They name the injustices. They name the grief. They are mirrors we may not want to look into, but urgently need to. Instead of pathologizing this sensitivity, what if we saw it as a kind of second sight? An emotional and ethical attunement to the deeper currents of our time. To dismiss them as snowflakes is to ignore the wisdom they carry. This moment in history doesn't call for more scorn, it calls for eldership. Not in the sense of age, but of orientation. Those who are willing to meet younger generations with listening, not judgment. We don't need to harden them. We need to honor them. To support them not in toughening up, but in deepening their gifts. To create space for their grief, their vision, their fierce refusal to settle for a world that harms. What if, instead of asking, why are they so sensitive, we asked, what are they sensing that we're not? And what if that sensitivity, far from being a flaw, turned out to be a compass pointing us toward what matters most? In the next video, we'll look more deeply at how sensitivity is not just a personality trait, but an evolutionary asset. One that may be essential for surviving and reimagining life in a time of collapse. Until then, consider this. Have you ever dismissed someone's sensitivity, or your own? What becomes possible when we choose to see it differently? If you have enjoyed this video, please like and consider subscribing to help others find this kind of reflective content. Please also visit my website for a range of resources, articles, and book reviews to help you live a more soul-aligned life. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.